our pond got put on hold. We are not digging the pond anytime in the relative close future, I guess. We'll have this plus another part that goes with it, an extra battery, and some solar panels to put outside to have electricity at the cabin.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what's up, guys? This is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and Houston and I are out at the new cabin, our off-grid property, our 80 acres. There's water in the pond right now. It's not supposed to be there. We got a little rain the other night, got some runoff. But anyways, we're fixing to start on the next project at this cabin. So we got the windows, we got both the windows installed. I don't think you guys have seen that. The last time you guys saw the cabin, we just had one window. Well, now we have two. I went ahead and did them in the corner because that corner is what's gonna have the best view of the pond. So check it out. The pond is right there, so it'll cover that whole area. Let me zoom out a little bit.
Yeah.
So it looks different. It looks totally different in here. Let's in a lot more light. What?
Found the perfect screw bit.
Found the right bit for it?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're fixing to do. So Houston and I are over here this afternoon. We got to get all of this cleaned out as quick as we can because tomorrow we're going to be painting in here. And when I say we, my buddy Russell that put the windows in for me told me when he was here, he said, man, I've got an airless sprayer and we can spray this thing in about 2 hours and be done. So we just got to get it cleaned out. So that's what we're going to get started on right now. Well, just like that, we've got a clean slate and it's ready for paint. Not that, I don't have a problem with the color in here, but we are going to start fresh. You can see over there where the color doesn't match, or we took the loft out and things, and I don't have that exact color, so we're just going to start new with a fresh coat of paint. And I do have something that we're going to use to power the cabin. We've been working on this deal for a long time. So this little cabin has no running water, no electricity or anything here, and we need something for some power.
So that's why we have
the EcoFlow.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think you can carry that thing? Let's see. How tough a boy are you? So EcoFlow sent us. EcoFlow sent this to us about a week or so ago. There's actually a lot more coming, a lot more to do with it, but we are going to use this tomorrow to power his airless sprayer. What's the matter, Houston?
Can't get up it with this.
So eventually, we'll have this plus another part that goes with it, an extra battery, and some solar panels to put outside to have electricity at the cabin.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I'll tell you more about this thing later. All right, let's close the cabin up for tonight. And you'll be at school, but I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I can be here while he gets to painting. But we've got him electricity to run his paint sprayer. You ready?
Yeah.
4 to 6 days later.
Well, welcome back. It's been about 5 or 6 days since Houston and I started this video, and unfortunately I didn't get to come over here with my buddy Russell and help paint the inside of this cabin like I was wanting to and planning to. Our schedules didn't line up, and his best day to come here was when we were gone to Yee Day at Granger Smith's. So it is painted and I love it. I don't have much light in here right now. Let's just say the outside color didn't change. So here's the outside color. The inside color is like 2 shades lighter, but it's pretty dark in here right now. However, it is painted. It all matches, looks the same, covered up, you know, the areas that were where we pulled that old loft down. Look at the view. Oh, this is so cool. These windows added so much to this cabin, and I've got so many plans. First off, lighting, because it's pretty dark in here, but we're probably going to be adding a loft on this end. Basically go from above the door across, have a bed down below, some beds upstairs for kids, and I'm kind of leaning towards a small kitchen-ish area over here with a seating area where you could set at somewhat of a table and sit outside. Maybe a TV on this wall, couch, door, couch, bed, maybe TV, I'm not sure. But anyways, I went ahead and brought the lawnmower over today, mowing my lawn for the first time at the cabin. There's little small things. This place is so cool. I love it. I mean, there's so much shade right here at the cabin. It's been raining, I don't know, off and on for the last couple of days. We haven't got a lot of rain, not near enough to get creeks rolling, but enough to make the grass grow and the humidity to skyrocket. So it's about, I don't know, low 80s today, so the humidity is really climbing, but the grass needs to be mowed. However, I do have some really bad news. For me anyways. I don't know, maybe a bummer for you guys. I'm gonna put my shades on because it's really bright out here in the sun. Anyways, our pond build project, I can't speak. Well, our pond got put on hold. We are not digging the pond anytime in the relative close future, I guess. And with what little bit of rain we've had, we literally maybe an inch total. It's good and bad. Okay, the pond is catching a ton of water because of the 2 basically dry creeks that flow into it. They're not creeks that run year round, they're just basically drainage creeks, and they do catch a lot of water because a week and a half ago this was basically completely dry, and as you can see now it's got quite a bit of water. But that's not the main holdup on the pond, because we could use a pump the water out, let it dry out again, because there's no fish obviously. The main holdup is my cousin's bulldozer broke down. The dozer that we had here, he left, he pulled it out and went to do some other jobs while he was waiting on an excavator, because he had another excavator purchased and was just waiting on it to be delivered, so we would have a bulldozer and an excavator here working at the same time. His bulldozer broke down on another job. It needs, like, basically whole new undercarriage. I'm not a bulldozer person, but it's not in good shape. So I'm a little bit bummed that we don't get to start on the pond anytime soon, which I guess technically it is our rainy season, our wet time of the year. Even though we're not getting a ton of rain here, we're getting enough to make the grass grow and put some water in the pond. In other news, my feeder over here and my game camera. So I've got 2 game cameras set out that are cellular game cameras, the Revel Tacticams that send pictures to my cell phone. And there's been one giant turkey, Tom turkey, coming in there. Been getting quite a few pictures of him. Houston's wanting to turkey hunt this year, but that's literally the only turkey that we've had on camera, and pretty much no time to come hunt. And I mean, it is what it is. And then the other game camera, well, this one too, are getting quite a few pictures of wild hogs and a few bucks coming in on camera already. They don't look like big bucks yet, obviously. They just look like deer with big old velvet knots on their head, but there's at least 3 bucks coming in. The pigs, we may have to get on the pig trapping game again this summer, because if the pigs keep coming, the deer, they'll keep the deer pushed out. But anyways, there's your update on the pond build, the game cameras, the deer. This place, you know, it's not a mansion on a lake, it's not a beach house on the ocean, but a little cabin in the woods. Even though I live in a cabin in the woods, it's just something special. And yeah, it's awesome. So earlier I mentioned to you guys that today's video was sponsored by EcoFlow. And EcoFlow is a solar powered generator. Think of it as a battery bank of electricity. It's like just like a gas powered generator, except you charge it through solar panels. You can charge it through a home plug-in, like a 110 plug, or in a cigarette lighter charger in your vehicle. Now, I know these things have gotten super popular on the internet lately, like tons and tons of advertisement for EcoFlow and these battery bank. I'm just going to call it a solar generator. There's a ton of different brands, but bear with me, I'll explain. There's a lot of cool features, a lot of cool things when it comes to something like this for something like that. And here's the thing, this property, I call it the off-grid property, whatever, it's a hunting property. That cabin is 100% off-grid. It's basically just a shed, and I feel like it needs some comforts of home. If it was just me in Houston coming over here, we could get away with some candles, or, you know, a Coleman lantern, and, you know, a few things, build a fire out here in the yard. We're just camping in a shed. But in order to get my wife and my daughter over here a little bit more, we need some comforts of home and lights, and, you know, maybe some different things, maybe some cool air and some fans, you know, in the future, because Oklahoma heat's brutal. But EcoFlow, this is the EcoFlow Delta Max. Now, one of the cool things about this is, while this is a 2,000 watt battery bank, it has the ability to plug in 2 more 2,000 watt batteries. And I've got one extra. They sent me this one plus one, so it's 4,000 watt hours of electricity. Now, I'm not a tech and spec kind of guy. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this thing will run this appliance for this many hours and blah 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 blah. I'm not a tech and spec kind of guy. Here's what I know. And with this EcoFlow Delta Max, when you turn it on, it shows the percentage of the battery charge, how many watts power going out, or I'm sorry, in, so if you had it plugged in, and how many watts are going out. And then it shows you how many hours. Now, obviously there's nothing plugged into it right now, but as you plug different appliances and different things into this, it will show you how long it's going to last. And I will take you home and show you more about this thing and whatever, and the other parts they sent us to go along with this, because I truly believe this is going to house all of the electricity that we need to run this cabin. But that's not the only thing I need it for. Let's be real. I'm not a prepper. I'm not like a doomsday, the world's ending kind of guy. But we all know electricity in our homes is essential. And we have rolling blackouts. And we have power outages. Just like last winter when, you know, Texas got hit by a huge ice storm. There were people that didn't have electricity for 2 weeks. And that's happened at my house before due to huge ice storms. And we've got, let's see, you guys know we live on a farm. We raise a lot of livestock. We've got three freezers that need electricity to run. And if we lose power, this right here is something that could power those refrigerators and freezers. We may have to cycle them and, you know, switch from one to the other. But this little machine right here has pass-through technology. So if you've got it hooked up to solar panels, which that's something they sent us, was 4 100-watt solar panels. Once this thing's plugged in, you can plug in your electrical appliances into it and pass that electricity through, so you're able to harvest that solar power immediately. Now, you're gonna have to watch, obviously, how much power is coming in and how much power is going out, but it'll extend that runtime for you dramatically. So on the front of this EcoFlow machine is all of your 12 volt plug-ins. So USB-A, USB-C, multiple USB ports, but the back is really where the magic happens. You've got 6 plug-ins just like in your house. So 110 volt plug-ins, so I can run all of the lighting I need in here, some fans, basically everything to give me the comforts of home can be ran right here. You've got your 12 volt plug if you want to plug in, you know, a car charger type plug, and here's where all your inputs are. So your solar input, your household input, and the cool thing about this, okay, so this says it's got an AC charge speed right here. So I've got it on slow right now. It's got slow and fast. The incredible thing about this, it can go from 0 to 80% charge in just a little bit over an hour on that fast charge setting. And the reason they have that switch to go from fast and slow is if you're plugging this thing into your, you know, 110 outlet at home to charge it, that fast plug, there's a good chance it's going to trip a breaker if you've got a lot of other things going on. So if you want to charge it slow, and which would probably be healthier for the batteries, a lot healthier life cycle for the batteries to charge them at that slower rate. But if you need this thing today, like if we had something going on at home and we were like, hey, we got to have this thing tonight because we're having a cookout at the cabin and we're going to be here with a bunch of friends, you could plug this baby in. I can take it out there in the shop, put it on a circuit that's all on its own, fast charge in less, well, right at an hour, a little over an hour, we can be at 80%. That's a lot of charge really quick. And when you have these things hooked in a series, so this one, like I said, will allow you to plug in 2 more into it, that the battery banks. I'll show you. I've got them. I'll show you at home. That's a lot of power, and we can bring this thing over here, leave it at the cabin, and charge it off of solar power when we need to. I mean, it's incredible. Tons of power. Like I said, I'm not a tech and spec kind of guy, but I know one thing. I want my family to enjoy their time at the cabin, and having some of those comforts of home with a little bit of electricity, like solar powered energy for the cabin, is incredible. I'll show you. I actually bought something today. I had to go to the hardware store and pick up a few other things, and they had a sale, and I picked up some lights. I'm not sure if they're going to work inside the cabin or not, but we'll definitely have them hanging up outside the cabin. So here's what I was talking about. I bought 2 sets of these LED patio string lights. Everybody puts these up on their patio, but they're LED, so they take very little electricity to run, and it's a 12 light string that's 24 feet long. So my thought is, you know, why not at least try them out in the cabin? If they're bright enough, we'll just run them right along the center ridge right there, and that would be 12 LED light bulbs in there. Would give us quite a bit of light. And then our fire pit out here, our fire pit area, I'll probably run a cord, go through the trees, you know, just like people do on their patio. But yeah, I think this is going to be the perfect fit for our electrical needs at the cabin. We still don't have water out here. Maybe someday we might get a well, but more than likely we'll just bring water as we need it. Now, yes, I could use a gasoline powered generator. I've got a 2,000 watt what is it, the Predator, the Harbor Freight brand of Honda, basically, with an inverter, fairly quiet generator. And I've got my big Lincoln welder that would pretty much charge or pretty much run all the electrical power needs for my house minus the stove and the dryer. But that's loud. And even my inverter generator is 2,000 watts. It would power everything I need at the cabin. But listen, you hear that? When I turn this on, dead silent. It will have a fan that kicks on and keeps it cool every once in a while, but I don't want to come to the cabin and listen to a generator. That's just not what I want to do. So if we can use something like this EcoFlow to power all of our electrical needs at the cabin, that makes total sense to me. So I'm gonna get back to mowing. I've got a lot of stuff I need to get done here, and then I'm gonna take this thing home and I'll show you the solar power, or the solar panels and the extra battery, and one other huge thing that I really think this is gonna come in perfect for us, for something that you guys, I guarantee you won't think of. But anyways, let me do my mowing and then we'll head back to the house. know what's coming, right? You know it. Can't help it. It's part of being a man. She ain't going nowhere. Every man's obligated to say she ain't going nowhere after you strap something on. That's how you keep it from falling off.
Shoo-wee. Look at that. Fresh cut grass. Did it all by myself. Didn't even have to have my wife run the lawnmower for me.
And don't take that as a complaint. I am not complaining that DJ enjoys mowing, but I have a feeling this lawn is all on me. So mowing's done, chores are done at the cabin. I'm going to go home and shower because what the previous landowner didn't bother to tell me is apparently this is a poison ivy farm, and that whole area is nothing but poison ivy. So I wanted to get it knocked down before kids or somebody come out here and break out in a rash and poison ivy. I probably just inhaled enough poison ivy to kill a small army, but I've never had poison ivy yet in 37 years. So let's go to the house and clean up first. Made it in, got cleaned up, and actually it is 9:30 at night. Houston had a ball game this evening, and my original plan for this video was we were going to take the EcoFlow and actually put it through its paces at the cabin. Houston and I wanted to stay the night. We haven't got to stay the night there yet. So that was the original plan for this video, but we actually have a baseball tournament that come up, and our first game is at like 9:15 in the morning. So he had a ball game this evening, ball game tomorrow. So unfortunately, we didn't get to test the old EcoFlow Delta Max here at the cabin. But I'm gonna go feed Phoebe, and I know this is kind of a little different video, but I really am excited to be partnered with EcoFlow because there's just so many different things I can use these things for, and having the cabin over there is perfect. Don't get me wrong, that will be the perfect place, perfect spot to test this thing out. But having backup power, you know, for my shop, if power goes out and we can run the refrigerators, or just whatever it is, if a tornado strikes. I mean, we live in the country with all these trees. I mean, last year we had a tree fall on our house. We could easily fall on a power line and be out of power for days. And yes, I do have gasoline powered generator, but I mean, if I don't have to listen to that, if I can just hook up, plug into a battery, and it get us by for several hours or a couple days and be able to recharge on solar power, that's a lot better than buying gas. But anyways, let's go feed Phoebe. And then I got something else, a couple other things I guess I want to show you that I can use this thing for. Phoebe, I have to say it like mom, right? Phoebe. Are you hungry, girl? Where's your partner? Your little sidekick in crime. Fallon and Freedom aren't in the barn, are they? I feel like I don't ever get to show Phoebe on my channel anymore. I let DJ do it all on hers. Huh. She kind of took over on that part. Just about knocked her out, Phoebe. Sorry I'm feeding you so late. We had a late ball game, and then we had to go eat supper. You were about missing out on your supper, weren't you? Sounds like it's all gone. Yep. There you go. Have a good night, sister. All right, so I told you guys earlier that the EcoFlow Max here had expandable battery packs. You could add up to 2 of these. They're stackable. So this is an extra 2,000 watts of battery power. And I've got both of them. They're just completely charged, 100%. And that's a lot of power. And another thing they sent was 4 solar panels. I think I told you guys earlier they were 100 watt. I was wrong. They're 160 watts a piece. So I have 4 of these that would all plug into, you know, the solar charging port right here. So I say we hook a couple things up to this and show you guys how it works. Now, perfect off-grid situation, camping, cabin. What would we use this for? Real world scenario. If we were out somewhere, you think about like at the cabin, we're gonna have to charge all kinds of camera batteries, all kinds of phone chargers. We're gonna have lights, so something like my LED shop light, you know, we may use that out there. Those string lights, chargers to run all of this stuff. You know, you guys have seen how these things work. I mean, it's nothing new. It's nothing new, but you know, basically, I want to show you something else that's really cool. I know I keep saying that, but all I'm gonna do, plug my light in right here. Okay, it's not on, but as you can see, we've got 0 output, 0 input. If I turn this LED light on, it's not even drawing any power. That thing doesn't pull any power at all. Can you believe that? Like, no power. Draw. Come on now. It's pretty crazy that doesn't even show that it's drawing any watts at all, but you can see it's plugged in. But what I wanted to show you, I'm not trying to show you how many things. I told you guys, I'm not the geeky, techie, nerdy guy, but this is really cool. So EcoFlow has an app, okay? And this will come in really handy in a lot of scenarios, but you can monitor all kinds of information about your EcoFlow devices on here. But watch this. So here's my AC power button. It went off. Did you see that? If I'm laying in bed at the cabin and I want to turn the lights off, or I want to turn the lights on, I can do it with my phone. Is that not cool? But the real thing I wanted to show you, so you could use this in that cabin off-grid scenario. You can use it backup power, as I've said. One thing that I really, really want to test out and see is my bow fishing boat. So typically, I don't do bow fishing videos very often or ever, because you've got that generator on the back, and I just can't stand making a video with that generator running in the background. So like last year, you saw Houston and I did some catfishing, some jug lining and stuff off the boat with the generator running. Well, typically, you just got to listen to that generator all the time. But I'm curious, with this EcoFlow system with the extra battery on here, how long can I run my lights for the bow fishing rig on battery power? So I am going to turn this light off. Okay, we are showing 100% there, 100% there, and I'm going to plug in my bow fishing rig. And all of these lights come on, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 big, huge LED sea lights, okay? The EcoFlow, the fan just kicked on. As you can see, this is the extra battery pack showing 100% charge. Got 284 watts, 286 watts going out, meaning it's charging this one. This one's got that input, 292, 293. And 92 watts going out. But here's the thing, this shows 3 hours on the charge, which is a long bow fishing trip, don't get me wrong, but we got 7 hours up here. So I haven't done like a final testing of this to see, but that's a long time to run that many lights on that bow fishing rig. And all you can hear is a fan. Listen. So theoretically, we could put this in the boat versus having this gasoline powered generator on the boat and stay out there for most of a night and have all the light we need, not have to listen to that gasoline powered generator. That is exciting to me. This is something that I really want to test this thing out on, other than just using it at the cabin. And listen, I know this is kind of a salesy video, and I get it, but this is really something that I truly am excited about. And I've been talking to EcoFlow ever since, well, before we bought the cabin property, but I thought this stackable system would be perfect out there. And EcoFlow's doing so many different things. Listen, these are kind of, they're a big ticket item, but EcoFlow has so many different options when it comes to these things, all different sizes for your power needs. There's some rumors of some new products coming out in the near future that we may get to talk about and share. I don't know, we'll see. But the EcoFlow, like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with it yet. I'm trying to get to know the app, trying to use the app, trying to figure everything out. And I can't wait to put these things to the test at the cabin, because it's going to provide a lot of power, a lot of electricity out there, and some real world testing, plus have some good battery backup power for home in case of storms or power outages or whatever comes through. And like I said, I'm not a doomsday prepper by any means, but it's always good to be prepared and have backups to the backups sometimes, because you just never know. And I don't know, I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are excited about it. Go check them out. I'll leave a link in the description box to EcoFlow, their website. It's like an affiliate program, so if you buy something from them, we are a part of that, but it doesn't change the prices or anything like that. So be sure, check out the link in the description box to EcoFlow's website. Huge thank you to EcoFlow for sponsoring today's video. I don't typically do these long sponsorships, long format video sponsorships, but when it's something like this that I feel like I can get behind and have a lot of real world use for, I want to share it with you guys. And that's just the truth of the matter. Like, there's a lot of things that I'm a part of and have been sponsored by over the years that, were maybe not that great, but I think EcoFlow has got it figured out. And if we can set at the cabin, have a nice little camp out there, have lights and some electricity to do some cooking, and maybe run a little small refrigerator or whatever, and not have to listen to a gasoline powered generator, dude, I'm all for it. Plus this is huge. So anyways, guys, that's all I've got for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day. And as always, we'll see you on the next video.